Good morning, guys. Happy Sunday morning. It is about 6 o'clock. Sun's just coming up. And one of the things I like to do when I get a chance to is just come out here first thing in the morning as the sun comes up and listen to life wake up, if you will. Maybe you can, maybe you can't hear the birds in the back or anything, but it's just peace and quiet. And it's not 90 degrees. It's just nice to sit out here, have my cup of coffee, and thought I'd bring you guys along for the morning. So, all right. So, obviously, it's Sunday morning, and one of the things I do Sunday mornings and Wednesday mornings is I get up and rewatch the live stream from the night before. Not to see what I said, I know what I said, but there are so many comments in the chat that I like to go through and see what's on y'all's mind, read some of the jokes between Robert and North Shore and Jules and Mountaintop, who's a thorn in my side. But no, all in good fun. But you guys are always in there picking on me, which I think is hilarious. It gives me a good laugh to start my day. But there were a couple of things that were talked about yesterday in a live stream, or in the chat, I guess, if you will, that I wanted to bring up. And Rooster brought it up, and he says, I'm experiencing burnout. Now, you can call it burnout, you can call it being overwhelmed, just fear setting in, panic, oh my God, whatever. Prepping is tough. It's hard work. It's time consuming. It can be expensive depending on how far you go with your prepping. But it shouldn't become overwhelming, and you shouldn't experience burnout. But you will, okay? And I'm going to say that to newbies, and I'm going to say it to seasoned vets at this. You're going to hit that wall one time, many times, going, oh my God, do I have enough? Oh my God, I'm sick of doing this, whatever. You experience burnout in every other aspect of your life. Why? Americans are terrible at this. Why do we have 2 weeks vacation a year? Because you're supposed to take that time off to go get your mind away from work, recharge the batteries, and come back. Okay? You're sick and tired of going to dance recitals and soccer practice and everything like that with the kids. You get burnout. Everything you have, enough's enough. Okay? How do you combat it? And what I think the problem with burnout is too many people try to do too many things at once. And I'm totally guilty of it too. I will sit out here in the evenings or sit out here in the mornings, and I was doing this yesterday before the live stream. And I looked, it's like, oh, okay, I've got to rake up the rest of the pile of mulch so I can scoop it up, so I can put it around the trees. Oh, I've got to get out and pull weeds out in this part of the garden. And I start looking at this and go, okay, that's just what I got to do outside. I mean, let alone I'll get out this morning and harvest whatever's harvestable today. This time of year, harvesting's an everyday thing. And you go, oh my God, y'all have done this too. You go do your thing. It's like, honey, what time is it? It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're like, holy crap, the day's gone. Yeah, that's burnout. Okay, that's where you get overwhelmed. You're like, I didn't do anything to relax, to unwind on a weekend or whatever. You need to do that. Feasibly take one day a week and say, I'm doing nothing today. You know, biblical. On the seventh day, God rested. Okay? If taking a day off is good enough for God, it's good enough for you and me. Okay? you know, I think he'll allow it. But how do you get it? And I've talked about organization and everything in the past. We were talking briefly on the live stream last night about TV shows, and somebody had asked me what my favorite TV show of all time was, and I had mentioned Murder One being it. Uh, just off the cuff, that was what I thought about. But then I also talked about MASH, and there were other shows that I loved. I mean, Black Sheep Squadron, Baba Black Sheep, if you guys remember that one, the Pappy Boyington escapades in the South Pacific during World War II. Loved that show. Uh, Hogan's Heroes. For some reason, my favorite shows have a tendency to fall around military. Go figure. Uh, but in MASH, Charles Emerson Winchester, okay, David Ogden Stiers, there was a line he had in one of the episodes, and he says, I do one thing, I do it very well, and then I move on. It's probably the only line from the show I vividly remember. Okay, there's lots of lines and everything like that, famous lines, but frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. But that, you know, from Gone with the Wind, but from MASH, that's the one I remember, and it's good life advice, especially as a prepper. Do one thing, do it very well, and move on. And that's a way to keep yourself from getting burned out. Focus on one thing. This time of year, okay, here it is, the end of June, depending on where you are, okay, it may be planting stuff in your garden, it may be harvesting stuff in your garden, or whatever it would be. It may be canning. Focus on that one thing. I'm going to go out, I'm going to harvest everything today, and I'm canning all day. And that's what you do. It's not like, okay, I'm going to can a couple of things in the morning, then I'm going to go out and work on my, security lights, then I'm going to go to the range, and then I'm going to, and that's how you go, holy crap, there's way too much for me to do. I can't do it all. And that's how you end up with burnout, being overwhelmed. You bite off more than you can chew. Focus on one thing. If today is going to be your day to take care of the garden, take care of the garden today. Don't worry about reorganizing your pantry. Don't worry about going to Walmart and, buying 2 more flats of green beans or whatever, another case of Spam, whatever it would be. If today's your day to go shopping, go get the green beans, the Spam, the aspirin, whatever, and then put it all away in the pantry. And that was the topic for today. And the rest of the stuff can be done tomorrow. Okay. And I know I'm not one of those people that's, Ben Franklin, never put off till tomorrow what you can do today. I firmly believe in that. Okay. I think y'all know me. It's like go, go, go. But being organized, having a plan for your day is the easiest way to avoid burnout. There's an entire industry that is built on this. Remember, before the computer, everybody had a day planner. Everybody had a schedule. I'm doing this at 10, this at 11, this at 12, blah, 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 blah. Then you had your virtual assistants once the computer came in. Now you got your cell phone with your calendar on it. You plan every other aspect about your day, okay? Making this up a little bit. You leave the house, you get up at 5:30. You leave the house at 7 to be at work at 8. You go to lunch at 12. You come back at 1. You leave at 5. You're home by 6. You've got that entire day, part of your day, scheduled for you, and you do it. Prepping is the same thing. Schedule your day. Set a list of what you want to accomplish that day, what the goals are. Like I said, if it's work in the yard, if it's canning, if it's going shopping, whatever. And when you get make your list the night before, just like most people do for work. The last thing you do at the end of the day is you make your list of things to do for tomorrow. When you get to the end of that list tomorrow, your day is done. Don't Now you go do something fun, you know. And yes, I know for some people, fun is going out to the garden or whatever. Sure, I get that. Okay, if that's the way you want to do it. But if you can separate fun from work, that's the important part. But now, once the work's done, sit down, crack a beer, watch the ball game, go outside and play with the dog, go swimming with the grandkids in the pool, whatever it would be. You know, I don't know, go to the bar and play darts, whatever you do for fun. You've earned it. Okay? You don't get yourself caught up in, oh my God, the sun came up, the sun went down, and there's my life gone past me. Yes, prepping's hard work. Homesteading's even harder work. But I will tell you this: you ask any farmer, any homesteader, whatever, if they go out and do fun stuff, and they'll tell you, yeah, they do. You know, whether it's playing cards with the next door neighbors every Saturday night or whatever it would be. And I know, yeah, that goes back to the like 1950s. Okay, but everybody does that. It's how you avoid burnout. You have to organize yourself, you have to plan, and you have to give yourself a reward for working hard. You know, sure, it's rewarding to go and look at your pantry and go, it's full. Breath of fresh air. I've got food. Yes, okay. But like anything else, how many stories do you hear about these marriages that fall apart, or I don't know, pick some families that fall apart because somebody's a workaholic and all they do is for 18 hours a day they work and the other 6 they sleep, and that's it. And the family life is terrible and it ends up in divorce and the kids go, I never knew my parents, and whatever it would be. Don't turn prepping into that too. Okay? You're prepping to have a life, but don't forget to have a life now while you're prepping. There you go. Pinball out.